Hi everyone, this is Ruth and welcome back to my channel. This channel is mainly about my home lab where I build different setups, test networking tools, and experiment with infrastructure projects. My main goal with this lab is to practice cybersecurity skills in a real environment. So over time, I'll be building out different systems, security tools, and monitoring platforms. In today's video, we will install pfSense inside Proxmox to act as the firewall for the lab. I'll walk through the setup step by step and explain why each configuration matters, especially if you're building a cybersecurity lab yourself. So let's get started. First, we're inside the Proxmox web interface. Proxmox is a virtualization platform that allows us to run multiple virtual machines on one server. As you can see here, I already configured few virtual machines. For a home lab, this is perfect because we can run routers. As you can see here, I already configured pfSense. And I have Windows Server too. We can run monitoring tools and security platforms all on the same machine. For a SOC lab, virtualization is essential because it lets us simulate real environments without needing lots of physical hardware. Let's go to the official pfSense website by typing pfSense in the browser and opening the official page. Once we're on the main page, let's click on download. Under the download section, let's click the download button again, which will route us to the website of Netgate. Now, on the Netgate installer page, we need to choose the installer that fits our setup. In this case, we select AMD64 ISO. After selecting it, let's click Add to Cart, then click Enter Cart and proceed by clicking Checkout. At this point, we'll be routed to a login page. Since we don't have an account yet, let's create one by filling in the required information like first name, last name, email, and password. After creating the account, let's click Login again. Let's log in using the email and password we just created. Before we can proceed with the checkout, we must fill out the billing information, including details like name, address, and country. Once everything is filled in, we can continue and complete the checkout process. Even though this looks like a purchase, no payment is required. The pfSense Community Edition is free. The total will be $0. Make sure your pfSense ISO is downloaded. If it's compressed and you're using Windows, just right-click the file and choose Extract here. You should now have ISO file ready for Proxmox. Now, open your Proxmox web interface. Select the node where you want to run pfSense. Go to Local or your storage and click Upload. Click Select File and choose your extracted pfSense ISO. Wait for it to finish uploading, and the ISO will appear in your storage. Since I already uploaded my ISO, I don't need to do this again. I can just skip this and go straight to creating the virtual machine. Let's click Create VM and give the virtual machine a name like pfSense Home Lab. In the Operating System tab, we select Use CD/DVD Disk Image File or ISO and choose the pfSense ISO we already uploaded. Under the Guest Operating System, we pick Other because pfSense is not Linux or Windows, and this prevents Proxmox from applying default settings that might not work. Next, in the System tab, we leave everything as default, but make sure to check QEMU Agent. This is important because it lets Proxmox communicate with the virtual machine, giving us things like shutdown control, status info, and better overall management. For the Desks tab, we allocate at least 10 to 20 GB for the hard disk. Then we set the cache to write back. This improves performance by temporarily storing writes in memory before committing them to the disk. It's perfect for a home lab setup, especially if we take snapshots regularly. When it comes to CPU and memory, we assign 1 to 2 CPU cores and at least 2 GB of RAM, which is plenty for a basic home lab firewall. Now, in the Network tab, we start by setting the bridge to VMBR0, leave VLAN tagging as no VLAN tagging. And for the network model, we pick VirtuU para-virtualized. VirtuU is faster and more efficient than emulated NICs because pfSense can talk directly to the hypervisor. Finally, we uncheck the firewall because pfSense will handle all firewall rules itself, and we don't want Proxmox blocking anything or causing conflicts. Before finishing, take a moment to review all the settings. Once everything looks correct, we're ready to click Finish. Now our pfSense virtual machine is ready inside Proxmox. In the next video, we'll continue by adding the LAN interface, starting the virtual machine, and going through the pfSense installation and initial setup. Thanks for watching!